But I'm running for state representative to keep government out of the way so you can make decisions best for you and your family. I don't think I can make better decisions for you than you can. And so I'm not going to try to. I'm going to go to Jeff City and listen to you, try to represent your values, and get some feedback. But try to represent your values and always work hard to get feedback from you on anything that comes up. You'll probably hear a lot of conservative values from all of us here tonight. One of the biggest things that I think you'll see separates us is the amount of effectiveness that we'll have in the legislature. I think I can be the most effective of those up here and best represent you and your conservative values. Thanks.
Hello, I am Bill Preston from Sparta, Missouri. Went to school in Sparta. My wife Janice, I've been with her for many, many years, and two sons, both of them went to school at Sparta. I worked at Zenith Electronics for 23 years till they closed the door, and then I worked for a Korean company for 3 years in Mexico, and I had a chance to come back to Missouri back home, so I came back. We started our own business, and we ran it for 15 years. Just 6 months ago we sold it, and it was during the last few years of my business life in Sparta that I decided I had to run, and I'll try to explain that later because it's going to be a small story. Thank you.
This first question will be for Lynn Morris. I will ask it to each of you. In honor of the Olympics, this one is slightly different. If you were an athlete, would you prefer to participate as part of a team or as an individual?
Well, I guess I would answer that as a team member. In state high school, I played doubles in tennis, was a high school state champion, so I probably would do it as a team.
Matthew, if you were an athlete, would you prefer to participate as part of a team or as an individual?
Definitely as a team. One, I'm not athletic enough to carry myself as an individual probably, but I think really where my skills and abilities come out best is working alongside others and helping others work through problems and achieve more. And so, you know, whether it's basketball or baseball or whatever growing up, those were the things I always tried to do was help others be better through that teamwork. So, I mean, and as in the legislature, you're obviously part of a rather big team, and you have to work together on a lot of things and push through a lot of issues, and most of the bills you get passed aren't that easy to find resolution on, but that's part of the task.
Mr. Preston, if you were an athlete, would you prefer to participate as part of a team or as an individual?
Well, I've done both. Going to school at Sparta, I played all the team sports, basketball and baseball and track and field. Honestly, I really preferred individual sports.
Okay, so we have two team players here. Okay, we're gonna mix up still a little bit more, and we're gonna start with Matt on this question. What word describes you best, compliant or resolute, and why?
I'd say resolute, and because that's something that I value highly, and I think is something we need to see more of in society, is people not just backing down from problems, but pushing through and finding a solution. And I think more and more people are realizing that in this economy, you have to push through harder than you had to 5 years ago. And that a lot of people, you know, may be laid off or can't find a job with an employer, but they can make something happen with that resoluteness. And so to me, that's something I value very highly and try to continue to embody myself.
Answering the question
short question. What word describes you best? Compliant or resolute, and why? And don't ask your wife.
Resolute, I would have to say. I actually, one of your colleagues was asking me a similar question today, how I describe myself, and I said, well, I'm not outgoing and I'm quiet, but if I ever make my mind up, then I stick with it and I can't be moved. I said, what's that? I think she said resolute, so I think I'd have to say that.
Pass that on to Lynn. You need the question repeated?
No, ma'am. I tell you what, I think that I'll agree with the other two, resolute. I'm always looking for better ways, different ways. I don't think that you should settle for just what's going on today. So I definitely would think that in the environment that we're in, and I think that the leaders today and for tomorrow will be the resolute people.
We will start with Mr. Preston. Bill, do you favor a flat tax? Why or why not?
Yes, I favor a flat tax. I would have to say because our tax system today is so confusing and so hard to figure out, and I think a flat tax would solve a lot of problems.
Well, there's a lot of issues in tax. I think we need to relook at all the different tax codes, but I would definitely favor a flat tax too. I think it keeps it more equal, and I think it keeps people from actually cheating millions and billions of dollars of tax money that's owed to either the state or to the federal government. There's other things that need to be done with taxes too, but I would favor a flat tax.
Is it just do you favor flat tax? Is it?
Yes, sir. Why or why not?
Well, there's two different things that people talk about when they talk about flat taxes. One is a tax where you don't have any deductions or tax credits and just simple, whatever your rate is, that's what you pay. And I think that's what we should have. I think we've got way too much of the government trying to control people and tell them how to run their lives by using incentives in the tax code. I don't believe in the tax that we should have a flat tax since that everyone pays the exact same income tax rate. Someone making $30,000 a year here in Christian County, a 10% tax hits them a lot harder. It hurts a lot more than someone who's making $500,000 a year. So I think for that reason that we should have some graduated income taxes to the extent we keep an income tax, but that we should flatten it out. The disparity between most of the people federally paying no income tax versus others paying 35 up to 50%, that we should not have that.
Who's next? I lost the order.
We're done.
Oh, no, you're not.
Not yet. I think it's back to Lynn.
Okay, this question is for Lynn, so pass the mic. All right, you've heard this question before, but I think we need to hear the views from these candidates as well. Do you support public education? And if so, will you work to fully fund the formula for public schools that is now underfunded by an estimate of $400+ million? And how would you do that?
Yes, Don, I tell you what, I've been on the school board at Ozark for 6 years in the past, and that was a problem then, it's a problem now. We have got to give the educators and the administrators at all these school systems a number that they can believe in and trust in, or otherwise how would they be able to budget their school year each year? So we've got to somehow get to the fairness of funding the formula 100%. Can we get there in 1 year? No, because it's way too steep. But we've got to get there, and it's extremely important that we either get there or we change the formula where all the schools will know, and that we make sure that we spend this exact same amount of money on each child in every area of the state.